They say gaming is easy. They say this is not a job. They say it's a waste of time. But we kept at it. Got better. We grinded, leveled up, and conquered. We are gamers. We are the ESL India Premiership, powered by Omen by HP.
The guy's out. Decoy.
That was beast.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
The ESL India Premiership 2018 has 3 seasons: summer, fall, and winter. The summer season takes place from April to June, while the fall season runs from July to September. Finally, the winter season takes place from October to December. Coming to tournament formats, each season is divided into 3 tiers: the professional tier, the Master League; the semi-professional tier, the Challenger Series; the Open tier, the Starter Cups. Moving on to the frequency, every season in the ESL India Premiership 2018 will see 1 Master League, 3 Challenger Series, and 3 Starter Cups. The Masters League now hosts 12 teams and players. Meanwhile, the Challenger Series has 8 contestants and follows a double elimination format. Finally, the Starter Cups are now limited to only 128 participants, so make sure you register for the Premiership now. Once you register for the Starter Cup 1, you'll have to fight your way to the top. At the end of the phase, you will get promoted to the Challenger Series 1. You should try and maintain your position in the Challenger Series 1, 2, and 3. But this is no easy task. At the end of every phase, the bottom 2 contestants are dropped out. They are replaced by the top teams from the Starter Cups, those who succeed in the challenge.
everybody, welcome to another edition of the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Seasons' Masters League. Guess who has joined us? A fly. Wonderful. More esports. More esports. It's a fly. PCR thinks it's a mosquito, but it's a fly. It causes various diseases.
Yeah.
But this is not what we're here about. We're here about some excellent esports brought to you by Oman by HP, HyperX Intel, Northern Gaming and ESL India presenting it to you. And of course, I'm your host, Wagish Kotslebhan, and joining me is the lovely Angela.
Yes, 50 days. We have finished 50 days of ESL today. Isn't
Finally.
that amazing?
Finally, some rest time.
Finally, yeah.
Finally, some rest time.
No rest, but because fall will start soon.
Yeah, damn. But moving on, we have a best of high Clash Royale between Jimit Bhatt and Manmohan Mehtab Singh. So let's get to know the players first. Let's start off with Manmohan. All right, that's Manmohan Mehtab Singh. So while we're at it, let's also get to know Jimit Bhatt. All right, that's Jimit Bhatt there. Angie, what do you have to say about both these players?
I mean, both of them are sitting at the bottom of the board. They both played 9 and 10 games. It's a little risky being them right now because if they don't really win many games now, they're kind of going to go into the just enter the Challengers League, which is one of the things that no player in the Masters League really wants to go through. Also, we have this thing that Jimit is played already 10 games, so this is his final game, and Mehtab has played 9 games, so he's still got another game in his kitty. But it's not going to really change his position that much on the leaderboard. He's not going to be able to, none of these players are going to make it to the land finale. Now they're just fighting for their spot to stay in the Masters League for the next season that comes, and that is the fall season. So it's a difficult space to be in, but if you could just have a look at what are the players' stats, because if you look at these players in general, they are pretty fantastic. I mean, we have Mehtab, who's played a lot of games. I think he's played double of anybody who's played in the ESL India Premiership. He's sitting with 21,000 games played compared to Jimit, who's sitting at 14,000. We also look at the crown victories. It's 10,000 and 7,000. Their highest crowns, of course, Manmohan having 6,000 crowns. So that is a very good spot to be in. That means he's been in those really hard arenas in Clash Royale and been able to sustain himself. He also, his favorite card is the Sparky. Meanwhile, Jimit's favorite card is the 3 Musketeers. So I think they do follow this momentum of using those big cards. And I think in 2017, Clash Royale was a kind of game where if you had one big card and you had a few small cards, you could actually just keep following the same momentum in the game and win through. But nowadays, because of so many new additions like the Magic Archer, the Flying Machine, the Rascals, for example, these are very low elixir cards which tend to kind of ruin big cards like the Sparky and the 3 Musketeers. Maybe that is why they have a fall in performance. But I'm hoping to see that today they'll be able to make a difference. We can just have a look at their ban cards. They got to ban out the Giant and the Balloon. Got to let their 3 Musketeers stay and even the Sparky stay. This also says that the Golem is still in the back. We also know the Big P.E.K.K.A. is in the back. Of course, we do know that the the Mini P.E.K.K.A. is also quite a useful card against a card like the Giant. I also want to know whether they do tend to use the Minion Horde in this fight, or are they going to go with the Rascals, because I haven't seen these 2 players play the Rascals. So it'll be an interesting game, but I hope to see who wins this, and I hope that it helps them at least stay in the Masters League.
All right then, so let's head off into the game and see what's in store for us. Okay, then apparently the game has begun. Yeah, the game has begun. The game has begun now.
All right. So because
Angie, take it forward because I can't see. Yeah.
I'm going to do this one for y'all. Jimit has gone ahead and taken his deck. He's going to have the Electro Wizard. He's going to have the Miner, the Log, the Poison, the Mega Minion, and for now he can also see his outfit for the Goblin Hut. Meanwhile, on Mehtab's side, he has the Big P.E.K.K.A. He has the Electro card. He has a Royal Ghost also in his deck and the Poison. He's also opted to go for the Goblin Hut, which could work a lot in the favor. It can be more of a distraction card. Also, at the same time, the Goblin Hut kind of gives a constant push from one end, which helps in the chip damage. But now we're going to see the Goblin Hut getting dropped here by Jimit, and now we see Mehtab dropping his Goblin Hut. So you're going to see these small Goblin Wars happening, but the Poison spell being with both the players now going to be spammed this time from Jimit's side, and he's going to try and take down the Goblin Hut. Now, none of them have the Fireball to kind of do the last impact damage, but they do have the log available if they choose to use that. We're going to see Jimit now drop down the Royal Ghost, and it's going to start walking, and Mehtab going to reply to that with his own Royal Ghost, which is a good pickup here. It's going to be a clash between both the ghosts, but then we're going to see Mehtab's ghost win this one and go invis again. But we see Jimit now drop that big P.E.K.K.A, and the reply to that from Mehtab is going to be his own P.E.K.K.A card. But what he doesn't see is that the Electro Wizard stands right behind him, going to make sure that Mehtab's P.E.K.K.A drops first here. Meanwhile, he's also making sure that the miner doesn't do a lot of damage to the tower, and the Electro Wizard from Mehtab's end is also going to get a few shots here from Jimit's Electro Wizard, and the miner not being able to do much again from Jimit's side. The Mega Minion doing its job there, but at the end of the whole fight and the 1 minute clock, we see that it's 1500 HP on Mehtab's tower. Meanwhile, Jimit's tower is going to be hitting the same mark soon. Goblin Hut getting dropped down again, and I can see Mehtab already deciding to drop his own hut and making sure that he has the balance. But the Royal Ghost now getting dropped down there from Jimit's side, and the damage getting loaded out from both sides. The Goblin Hut and the P.E.K.K.A getting dropped down here now from Jimit. The Electro Wizard will be the card choice on the third. But the reply to that is again going to be another P.E.K.K.A coming in there from Manmohan's side, and it's going to be enough to take down Jimit's P.E.K.K.A. And now it's going to charge, but meanwhile a sneaky miner going to just go behind Manmohan's star and just do that damage. But now he's got to deal with so much damage coming in here from Manmohan's side, and it's going to be the poison getting dropped there. The tower's chipping very low. The P.E.K.K.A is trying to turn back to give the miner a shot, but it's going to be the poison that kind of gets the job done, and now it's going to mostly go into OT. We have the Electro Wizard getting dropped down again from Jimit, and the P.E.K.K.A walking fast and strong, going to get this few shots, but he will have to first head to the Goblin Hut, which is going to give Jimit enough time to deal with that P.E.K.K.A. But for now, he's able to quickly drop that miner card. I don't think that was the best choice for Jimit. He needs to make sure that the P.E.K.K.A doesn't reach the tower, and another P.E.K.K.A gets dropped. 10 on 10, just 10 HP on Jimit's star for now. And that means it's equal to 1 log push, and Manmohan just going to secure that push with that. I do see production has messed up their names a little bit over here.
Yeah, and, definitely. Jimit's Kamil Khan and Mehtab's
I kind of got confused while
Wonderful.
casting whether it's Prashant or is that
Yeah,
Deepak?
totally. Production's on some prescribed medication.
But good game. I mean, at the end of the day, I think they both had very similar decks, and that kind of also works in favor, because you know that I'm going to play this, he's going to play this, I'm going to play this. I think the only mistake that Jimit really made was sending the miner in front of the P.E.K.K.A, which kind of took down his actual push, because his miner was his actual push to Manmohan's tower. So I think he's playing at a lot of pressure, Jimit. I mean, he is at a point where he's got to play his best cards forward.
Indeed. So why are we waiting? Let's head off to the second game.
Two. All right. So as
okay, apparently our production's busy having a chit chat amongst themselves and not work for a change. So let's talk, Angie, since production has decided not to work today. So Angie, what else?
I think Jimit should play his golem. I think it's about time. But as we talk about that, the picks have been made, and Mehtab was decided to pick up the golem this time. He also has
which one is Mehtab now?
The top guy.
Okay, I can't see that.
So the top guy is Mehtab. Meanwhile, we see Jimit, who's on the blue side. He's decided to go with the same deck as last game. It's going to be the P.E.K.K.A, the Goblin Hut, the Miner being the main charge of damage here, while the P.E.K.K.A mostly a defensive card. The Royal Ghost, of course, going to just do that needed damage onto the Dark Witch, but this Bat's going to make sure that she doesn't take a fall here. The Bat's doing quite a lot of damage. Also, when she does die, she spawns 2 more Bats, but I don't think it was the best use of the card. He should use it more when he's pushing aggressively, not as just to take down a hut. But here we see the big gigantic golem walking towards Jimit's star, and the P.E.K.K.A going to be the best counter against a card like that. Of course, the flying machine gets added to that with the fireball trying to do damage here, but the golem has already spawned its babies, and now it's Mehtab's time to defend, and he better make sure he has something in store. He does have the Sparky card to hold through this, but he has to collect 6 Alexa, and he's sitting at 4 for now. Not going to be enough, I think, to really get time to spawn that. That's going to be like 1 shot from the P.E.K.K.A onto the tower. Maybe another one, and that's going to be a fall for Mehtab's first tower. And this is looking really, really good for Jimit now. All he's got to do now is just play safe, just hold his defense strong, and he'll be good to go in this game. Of course, now he's again spawned the Goblin Hut. Good distraction, going to just keep that push going. This also means that when the Sparky kind of reaches the Goblin Hut, he's not really going to aim for the Princess Tower with that really hard shot. He's going to aim for the Goblin Hut, which gives Jimit enough time to kind of counter that Sparky. He also has the Log and the Poison, which is a brilliant combination to deal with the Sparky. He doesn't really have a lot of air defense, so he's got to be careful of this one. But now we see that Mehtab's dropped that big golem in front, and the Sparky is having to deal with the P.E.K.K.A, but the Electro Wizard getting rid of those bats really, really quickly and making sure that Jimit's tower is very safe and sound. It's going to be the Mega Minion also who's going to take a fall, and now it's a Royal Ghost who's going to charge this lead. The Miner can be dropped behind, but it's going to be for safety before we take more damage. The Goblin Hut gets dropped again from Jimit's side. And now we see the Goblins just doing the basic damage, not really getting that Dark Witch to do much. But again, another Golem getting dropped here from Mehtab. He's trying to keep that pressure. But what do you do when you have a card like a P.E.K.K.A who's just going to demolish your poor Golem here, and one shot more and he's good to go. On the other side, of course, he's trying to get a lot of chip damage done with his flying machine, but he doesn't really have anything more available to deal with Jimit, basically. I mean, he has a Sparky, but when you add a Sparky,
I think he's given up already. He could see,
yeah.
I could just see no red outline. So I presumed that there was no Mehtab retaliation.
I think that the basic issue was in this deck of his was that you have very high elixir cards. You have the Golem, you have the Sparky. Now you can't play them in the same deck. It just gets too elixir constrained. Like, you cannot defend.
Like, what was the
push.
average elixir cost? I think it should be around,
I think it'd be a 4.6.
4.1.
No, it'd be 4.6 because he has two biggies.
Yeah, he has a Golem, which is
and
8.
A Sparky,
and a Sparky,
which is a 6.
which is
And he has
6.
a Dark Witch.
Okay,
And
that's
he has,
another,
so there are lots of things, but I think even if he had like a Ice Golem in his deck, just like a small thing, I think that would have made a bigger difference for him.
True.
But let's go into game 3 now and see what these two warriors have in store for us. Jimit again going to stick to his main deck. He's going to stick with the P.E.K.K.A Electro Wizard, not really deciding to change much here. Meanwhile, Mehtab is going to revert back to what they originally started with. I think he realized that Jimit really isn't looking to kind of change his deck at all. But for now, we see that the Miner has started the charge. The Royal Ghost being the reply to that. Going to just take a few shots here and charge again. Now the Mega Minion not going to really see that Royal Ghost till he hits that tower. And that means that the Royal Ghost gets at least 3 shots off on that tower. Good start here for Jimit. And the reply to that's going to be another Royal Ghost. And the Electro Wizard going to come in and show himself. And the Royal Ghost giving him a few shots here. But the Log going to be placed down now from Jimit's side. And 2 shots here again from Mehtab's side, which is good, which is really good. He's getting the momentum. The Miner gets dropped again, and the Poison just going to start chipping down on that Goblin Hut and also making space for the Miner to get a few more shots on that tower, also reducing the HP to 12,026. Meanwhile, we see the Royal Ghost just going to chip down on those Goblins and then take down that Goblin Hut. And I think he did a brilliant job. He took down 2 units and can be used again a little later on, but now it's Mehtab's turn to kind of deal with that Miner. Chip damage is the game's name, and they both got to do it brilliantly well. The Poison gets dropped down again from Jimit. He doesn't really want to deal with the Goblin Hut. Very interesting combination. I mean, they're both playing exactly the same deck, which leads me to think that we're going to see a game 4 with a similar kind of concept. And we see another Poison and another Miner, the same deja vu situation happening for both these players. And the Royal Ghost being the MVP choice for both of them. Are going to just get a few shots here. They're going to meet. They just crossed each other. Okay, so the Royal Ghost and the Royal Ghost do not see each other, so indirectly they just cross each other.
They're just ghosts passing through.
Yeah, they just ghosts passing. Hello, nice to see you. And as we say that, we have the Mega P.E.K.K.A getting dropped here, and he's going to start charging to the tower. But the reply to that is going to be another P.E.K.K.A, but he has the Electro Wizard, which is going to now drop with another Electro Wizard. And now it's just the flying machine that's doing damage, but it's not going to be enough for the Miner coming in and giving another few shots here. And mostly this is where Mehtab has won this round here because he's got 10,000 1010 on his tower, but now another Electro Wizard, but the poison getting added here from Mehtab, and the miner chipping away again. The flying machine trying to do its best, but we have the Mega Minion who's back in stock here for Mehtab, and he's going to use it. The flying machine charging again, and the miner making sure he can destroy as much as he can. And now the P.E.K.K.A gets dropped again from Jimit, and Mehtab just got to hold this one last push for himself. If he drops this push, he can definitely take down Jimit's tower. And now Jimit's got to be very careful. All he's dropped is a Electro Wizard. The push is strong towards him. The poison's getting dropped, and very soon we're going to see a miner come in. And it's another 2 shots on that tower, and he's going to take the victory here. And Mehtab securing his second victory, playing the same deck as Jimit. I mean, this is when you say, right, I will play your game and I will beat you at it. This is a very similar thing that Mehtab is following here.
Well, indeed, Angie, you're definitely asking, or rather speaking with a guy who is no short of A.K. Hangal from Sholay. I'm literally that old man, like, give me a hand, give me a hand, give me a hand. Itna sannata kyun hai bhai?
It's a good game, but I mean, it was a brilliantly good game.
Yeah, I mean, I can just see outlines right now. So
yeah,
and plus the casting helps.
Yeah.
Just keep on at it. I'm making you forward.
I sound
Angie.
like the radio now.
Well,
okay.
well, esports killed the radio star.
1-2 on that scoreboard now, and this is the final game. Either Mehtab is going to be able to take this one, or we're going to have Jimit. He's going to fight back, and we'll see a game 5 where all that action as the game begins. I want to see what they decide to do this time. Are they going to really go with the same decks, or have they got something else in store? All right, it's going to be the same decks all over again. I think they just love the same concept being played over and over again.
Yeah, I think they're like just CDs with scratches. They just get stuck in that one particular seed. That's
Or
it.
maybe they just feel that we don't want to take a risk. And they
No, I
wanna
don't
go
think
with
it's got
the
nothing to do
tried
with the
and
risk. I think if you say that it's predominantly the same set again, so I think
yeah, that's all.
this is what works for them.
I think
so
they
far.
could have changed a few cards though. I mean, the miner being a good choice, but even the Goblin Barrel could have been another option for them. But now the same thing happening again. The Royal Ghost going to be hitting on Mehtab's tower, taking down 3 hits here. Meanwhile, we see the P.E.K.K.A getting dropped now from Jimit's side, and he's going to start hitting on that Royal Ghost. Jimit's got to make sure that he plays this P.E.K.K.A card really well, because it's just getting a little wasted according to me. But let's see how this turns out. He's going to now start walking towards the Goblin Hut. But the poison making sure that even the Goblin Hut will not take a fall from Mehtab's side. And now he's going to just build that push, distracting Royal Ghost and just chipping on that tower again with that miner. This is going to force Jimit to kind of drop something down, and mostly it's going to be the Electric Wizard. But for no, he's just going to let it be. And with that, he's going to lose a lot of HP on his tower. And sitting at a low case, now we are back to a clean slate. Both the towers at the similar HP. Goblin Hut getting dropped here again. The Royal Ghost getting dropped there from Mehtab's side. And the push begins again. This time it's going to be the miner who's going to take the beating from the Royal Ghost. Of course, the Royal Ghost does quite a bit of damage. So the miner just going to survive by nick and by choice. And one shot from the Princess Tower, and I think he should take a fall here. I think Jimit is not using his miner to his full potential. Every time he uses it on the defensive side, rather than using it to chip, he kind of misses out on that little damage that he needs at the end of the game to take down the tower. And again, we see the P.E.K.K.A getting dropped here. Not going to hit the P.E.K.K.A first. He's going to go first, take down the Electro Wizard. And we have the Flying Machine that comes in now, but the Electro Wizard just going to deal with that Flying Machine. Meanwhile, the Mega Minion going to get one shot mostly on that tower. If possible, yes, he will. And the Royal Ghost is going to again be charged on ahead. The mine, of course, getting used now from Jimit, doing as much as he can with that poison to help him out. And we are back to square one of 1000 HP on both the towers. And it's going to be another miner now getting dropped there by Mehtab. But this time, it's going to be the Electro Wizard who's going to distract him and make sure that he doesn't do a lot of damage on the tower, which put Jimit in the lead when it comes to the tower. Sometimes I do feel maybe pushing another lane would help this combination better. But we do see the same thing repeat. There's going to be chip damage again done on Mehtab's tower, but the Royal Ghost again coming in here. The P.E.K.K.A going to take a few shots on the Royal Ghost, but the Princess doing the needed damage, while the miner coming in here and taking the little damage that he can from the Princess Tower. The Royal Ghost again doing a little bit of damage, and now it's going to be the time for Mehtab to continue and make sure he holds his defense. But We see the Electro and the Flying Machine getting dropped here again. And the P.E.K.K.A coming in again. Chip, chip, chip. And we see the tower is taken, but the Electro is distracting Jimit's miner beautifully well over there. And not letting him really take more shots here. But now the P.E.K.K.A gets dropped again from Jimit's side. And all he's got to do is cycle another miner to do more damage. He does have the poison available. And it's going to be a massive P.E.K.K.A versus P.E.K.K.A fight coming in here. Now, I don't think dropping the Electro Wizard was the best choice for Jimit right now. Because he does need it to kind of defend against the miner that will come towards him. But as I speak of that, Jimit is just going to make sure that he does it super quick. He deals that damage on the tower, 17 HP, and it's going to take a fall. Very close game. Very, very close game, but it's 2-2 on the scoreboard now.
Okay, then. It's already hit 2-2 then. So that means one final game remaining, Andrew.
Yes, I really, really hope they don't play the same deck again.
Alrighty,
I just want them to try something new.
All right, all 5 games getting played, ladies and gentlemen. This is the final game. Let's see what's in store for us.
All right, so it's going to be the same deck from Jimit's side, but Mehtab this time making things interesting for the viewers and for the caster. He's going to play the Sparky into the Dark Witch, into the Flying Machine, the Bats, and the Mega Minion. Meanwhile, we see Jimit is just going to conventionally drop down that Goblin Hut and his Electro Wizard. Now, I don't know whether this change is the best thing for Mehtab, but I hope to see how he plays this out for himself. He does have, again, the Golem with the Sparky. Now, this is a very risky combination getting played by him again. His Alexa count is going to be really, really high. But I'm looking to see how he's going to pan this all out for himself. He's going to start off with the Dark Witch, use the Bats to tank out the basic damage coming in with the Flying Machine. He's also dropped down the Poison that has taken down the Goblin Hut for now. But we see Jimit who sent out that Miner and is going to start chipping. But the Bat's going to do the damage and hold him in place. Meanwhile, the Royal Ghost just going to deal with that Witch for now. But so many Bats in store now coming in from Mehtab's side. But the Goblin's going to take care of this one. They know how to deal with the Bats. And the Electro Wizard are going to just take a few shots on the Flying Machine and take him down. And going to start walking towards Mehtab's tower. Now we see a few shots here. The Goblin just going to chip 1 HP each. 20 HP keeps dropping from Mehtab's tower, and this is what Jimit wants. Meanwhile, we see Mehtab trying to hold all his elixir together. He wants to play that golem card really, really badly, but I think it's a good time for him to just wait a little bit before he decides to play it. But he's going to drop it down finally, and he's going to start walking from the King Tower. And this is where Jimit's got to start building his push to make sure that he's able to take down that golem. Of course, the Sparky is going to be the card behind the golem that's going to be there to deal the damage to the P.E.K.K.A. But this is where he needs to make sure that he's got everything going. The poison gets dropped here, and it's going to start doing a little bit of damage. The golem taking a few shots here, and he's going to spawn his kids. But the P.E.K.K.A making sure that he's got enough damage to kind of deal with all of this coming in from Mehtab's side. And at the end of the day, he did manage to take down a lot of HP from the tower, but not as much as what Jimit has already done to his. And another few shots coming in here from the miner, reducing the tower's HP to 700. Good push coming in here again. We see the Royal Ghost charging ahead. One of the best counters against the Dark Witch, because she does 200 damage per shot, and I think the Royal Ghost is able to take down this card beautifully well. Now we see the P.E.K.K.A again getting dropped here, and the response to that is going to be the Mighty Golem and the Sparky. Now the Sparky is a card that is good defense and yet offense, and here we see that the Sparky is trying to take down on that P.E.K.K.A. She's going to manage to do that, and now this is where it gets risky, because if they don't manage to take down the Sparky, he's going to end up hitting that tower very hard, and one shot from that Sparky is going to be the end of the game for Jimit, and that's exactly what Mehtab wants, and he's going to get it this time around. And finally, he manages to play his Golem Sparky Dark Witch combination so well. Beautifully played.
Finally, he is able to play what he wanted to play.
Yeah.
A game and a half before.
Yes. I mean, he missed out the first time he did that. And I think at the end of the day, that was his plan all along. With that, he secures his third victory, though. And also, he's got one more game to play before he ends his journey in the ESL summer season. And we'll know his final standing after that. But congratulations to both the players. I think they played decently well. I think Jimit was just getting a little... I would say in mind I'm a little frustrated because it was game 5 and he just wanted to make sure that he's got it. But I think this is the reasons why Mehtab even wins. He kind of makes sure that it's it's so constant that suddenly when there's a change, you just don't know how to deal with it. And maybe that's why he's played 21,000 games and been able to reach 6,000 trophies so well. And I think it's a lot of hard work too.
All right, then we'll take a quick break here. On the other side, Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
They say gaming is easy. They say this is not a job. They say it's a waste of time. But we kept at it. Got better. We grinded, leveled up, and conquered. We are gamers. We are the ESL India Premiership, powered by Omen by HP.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the studio segment of the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Seasons Masters League, brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX, and Intel, and lovely folks at Northern Gaming presenting this this stuff to you. All right then. Moving on, we have a very intense game lined up for you guys. We have a Counter-Strike Global Offensive between two teams, 2 Easy Gaming versus Portal Esports lined up. So let's start off with 2 Easy Gaming first. Let's get to know them. All right, that's 2 Easy Gaming for you guys. Tito Master, Tito Savage and Recoil Master. It's like, so I can join both the names together like Shaktiman, Tito Master. So, but amazing team, lovely people all together.
I mean, they were really, really good. And I hope today is one of those days where they kind of reclaim the glory that they got from the fall season. They showed us some exceptional Counter-Strike today.
Indeed. So let's quickly take a look at the opposition for today, Portal Esports. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the team from the neighboring country, Pakistan, Portal Esports. Amazing team. As one of our new joinees puts it, the Padosi ke Sharma ji ka ladka, which everybody should take a cue from.
Yeah, I think they play some good Counter-Strike.
Well, they
They
do.
play
They
some
do.
good
They play
Counter-Strike.
excellent Counter-Strike. Textbook Counter-Strike.
Especially especially Criminal, HSB, even though I'm not a very big Counter-Strike player,
Criminal,
I've heard these
HSV
names
are two of the top
so
players.
many times, over and over again. I've heard them play so well. And as a team, I think they have very good aim. They have very good rotations. And I hope to see what map they choose to play today. I hope it's not Inferno, because I've seen so much of Inferno.
What map would you have?
I want to see a
I want to know.
Yeah.
What map would you have if not Inferno?
I want a Mirage or a Dust 2. Because
Your
I've
wish
seen
has
the
come
others.
true.
And it's going to be, wow, it's going to be a Mirage. Okay, so this is also another map that we see quite often, if I'm not wrong. But the good part about this map is that I've seen it so often that now I like to see it because I understand the game so much better just watching Mirage being played. Yeah.
Okay then. So Portal Esports has gone ahead and banned Overpass, Inferno and Dust 2, whereas Too Easy banned Train, Cash and Nuke. Left us with Mirage, a very puggy map for that one matter, very aim-based gaming. Yeah, and Too Easy, definitely as far as I can understand. And given PES's previous track record, I'm pretty sure Too Easy is looking to get some easy pot shots there. Recoil Master getting a good ground there at Connector. Maybe Underpass also for that point of matter. Who knows? But depends on where they catch them off guard. And it's going to be a game of wits and aim. In fact, let's quickly take a look at the map. Wow.
Mirage. While Mirage relies heavily on middle control, thus enabling the terrorists to oscillate to either bomb site, it offers a different dynamic of seizing bomb sites instantly through carefully placed smoke grenades.
Alrighty then, so now that we know the map, we know the teams, we know the veto,
Yes.
let's head off into game.
They say gaming is easy. They say this is not a job. They say it's a waste of time. But we kept at it. Got better. We grinded, leveled up, and conquered. We are gamers. We are the ESL India Premiership, powered by Omen by HP.
Take the throw.
All right. Hello everyone and welcome to yet another day of some Counter-Strike action. It is gonna be neighbor versus neighbor today. It's gonna be Too Easy versus PES4 and there's a lot at stake in this matchup. My name is Play. Joining me is gonna be, of course, Adi. Adi, how are you doing? I'm looking forward to this game.
Yeah, I am doing great, Blair. And how's your jet lag doing is what I'm wondering. Because
does it really matter?
You had some fun times in France, didn't you?
Yes, France was a great place. Got to see some great Counter-Strike. And I'm hoping to see well, at least close to that level of Counter-Strike I saw over there. So, you know, I have some expectations getting into this game.
Just hang on a second. I need to reconnect.
Oh, boo. But, alright. Well, Adi reconnects. The game is going to be starting. Alright, so Adi will be back in a couple of minutes. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, PES versus Too Easy. Pistol round going live. It's going to be 4 sets of USPs, or rather, a lot of P2Ks for the PES side. Something you don't see that often. They have HSB with the kit and the nade. He's going to be playing towards B, and it looks like it is going to be a B play. There's a recall master trying to sell a fake over at the A bomb side, but he's going to fall, and it's going to be the B play coming in. Tito Savage is going to savage everyone at the B bomb side. 2 quick kills for him, regaining the man advantage as a bomb. He's going to get planted. The monster finds Batman, does get tagged down. Both the players very low, and look at Tito just going. He's not stopping anytime soon. He's looking for the ace, and he might get it, but no, Rexy will steal it away from him. And Tito just going off in the pistol round. Too Easy, making that round look too easy. As are you back?
Yeah, I'm just connecting back into the server. I had to switch my internet because I had some loss.
Fun times.
Yeah.
But Too Easy. They take it very, very convincingly. Now, here's the thing. PES, like, whatever I've seen of these guys, whenever I had an opportunity to watch them, at least online, the deagles have been really on point, especially Criminal, Pokemonster as well. Trans has gone for the full save. He's just going to be wielding that USP. You know, just saving up money for the inevitable op buy, and we do see the play towards A coming up. No time being wasted. Smoke wall will bloom, and HSB, he's feeling adventurous with the Deagle. He's going to rattle off shots, not quite able to land any. He's going to escape without really taking much damage. However, same can't be said for Trans. The bomb will get planted. Fast take towards CT spawn. Batman Pokey with a 2 Mac 10, and Feint is going to be feeling the pain here as Pokey is going to team up with his teammates to get that frag. So nice round coming out from Too Easy, as Criminal does get a kill on the Recall Master, but not before he does take a ton of damage, and the rest of his players are slowly falling by the wayside. Rexy waiting patiently to find Criminal, and that's going to be 1 man remaining HSB. And just notice that Tito is wielding the P90, and he's on the hunt. He spots out HSB, and HSB, he's gonna be done for. Tito's gonna come jumping around the corner, gets the frag. Too Easy. They keep 4 players alive as well. Not a big fan of the P90 though, are they? I mean, you're not getting the bonus money anyway, are you?
No, I'm not. But by the way, I'm still staring at a validation file. I'm trying to validate Counter-Strike because I cannot connect to the server. So, yeah. But anyways, I'm assuming if this is one more eco round, it should be.
Yeah, it's gonna be a full
so
eco.
what I do want to mention is that if Too Easy wins this game, that means they're gonna go 3rd, and then on the head-to-head scale, Entity Gaming will go through against ATE. Like they'll go through on the 4th spot to the LAN finale. But if if Too Easy loses this game, and Portal Esports wins this convincingly, maybe with just maybe 10 rounds or something like that, and then Portal Esports defeats Brutality tomorrow, they're in with a shot. So,
math was never my forte, but yes, it is a little convoluted for people just watching the league and who haven't really followed it that much. In the meantime, the bomb has yet to cross on over to the B bomb site, and these pistols are doing a lot of work, and things suddenly looking a little messy. As Batman, however, will come to the rescue with the CZ, finding both the kills. That was a pretty nice round from Too Easy. The only flaw being they didn't have a smoke for a connector, enabling PES to catch them as they were making their way towards short. But here we go. It is going to be the full buy coming out for PES. The op in the hands of Trans. He's got enough money to buy himself some Kevlar as well. The rest of the team, M4s all around. That means utility will be a little sparse for a couple of the players here. Although, HSB and Criminal, they do have a full set of utility. Not a single kit on any one of the players. That can be a little worrisome. And here comes the push down mid. It's going to be Feint and HSB teaming up together. No pop flash. And it's going to be a dry peek. And it's going to be Feint taking the lead. He finds one, but he catches the bullet in the face from Recall Master. He not only gets the trade, but he ensures that a man advantage is retained by his team. And he's down to 12 HP, but he survives. So that's very crucial. Trade game coming in for Too Easy. And now, that's going to force a rotation out. Trans opting to go towards B bomb side where he fears there might be more pressure taking place. Pokemon's just spotting out towards the A slope, hoping there might be someone, but too easy to slow things down. Waiting with the smokes to bloom. Pokey with a slow flank. And Pokemonster, there's a lot on him. There's a lot on line. He is slowly getting hunted down, and Pokey is going to peek him out. Gets the frag. Although he does get dinged down to 22 HP, and that should be the call for the save for Criminal and Trans. The problem is Tito is just floating around the B bomb site, and he's got a P90 as well running out, and it's going to be Criminal who will drop him. So they might be able to save his 2 guns, but the round's going to be done and dusted too easy. They're going to get a round number 4.
I'm finally back. Woo! God, that took forever to connect to the server. I have no idea what's wrong with GoTV if I switch internets, but yeah, what did I miss?
Well, 4 rounds going the way of Too Easy. I like what they did. All 4 rounds, which Too Easy had a game plan in mind, right? They for the pistol round, they went for the jungle smoke and the stair smoke, and then they just took over. Sorry, it was the anti-eco round rather. They just took over the towards CD spawn with the Mac 10s, and then just went for the plant over there. Great round from them. The 3rd round was against a full eco. Just went for a fast B play, B split from short and B apartments. And this round, again, you know, some great work, great trades happening initially over at mid, and they slowly flanked the A bombs, or pincered the A bomb side where Pokemonster was all alone. And PES, they managed to save 2 guns. We see the Op still in the hands of Trans, and they have an M4 as well in the hands of Criminal. The rest of them will have to somehow eke out a buy. Pokemonster will be dropped an M4, and Feint and HSB will have a UMP and a FAMAS. Decent sum of utility, but need to start stringing some rounds here.
I do like the 2 easies on the T side as well. Of course, PES is playing with a massive ping disadvantage, so they can take advantage of that. But Trans is going to open up the fragging onto Tito, but Badman is there for the revenge. But again, trades, a flurry of trades going around. Rexy picking up Pokemonster and Pokey picking up Trans, and it's a good entry into the A bomb site. Not with the trades favoring the terrorists.
And I like this. Using the smoke, they're taking no chances here. Too easy. Look at that. Forcing Feint to sneak around the edge of the smoke. He's not really committing here. Flash is going to come in, Pokey. Not really committing to it. And Badman's going to find Feint. At the same time, Rexy gets a kill on the HSB. A great round. 3 players stay alive. And Badman even picks up the AWP. Should be dropping that over to one of his teammates. There we go. Recall is going to be opping. Interesting thing about Too Easy is how I don't think they really have like a dedicated opper per se. It's like at least 2 or 3 players on this team can wield the op.
Yep, but Recoil Master definitely wields it really, really well. He was hitting some nutty shots on Overpass as well in their last game. And yeah, final strong start for Too Easy. They definitely aren't messing around. They want to secure that position, the 3rd place in the Masters League. And Tito is going to open up the fragging. Badman's going to get 2 for himself as well. That leaves HSB all alone in the connector. And Tito, with the C4, doesn't matter. He just wants to be savage and completely just win the round by eliminating all the counter-terrorists.
Eliminating everyone.
I like this pace, by the way, by Too Easy. They're playing a lot faster than they usually would, and I do think it's specifically to counter PES's setup.
Absolutely. They've been really fast. I think it was only 1 round where I think it was the first buy round where they slowed things down a little bit mid-round. But apart from that, it's been a fast play display of raw aggression coming out. Pokemonster will drop down from mid, just engage with ball about towards connector, and he's going to smoke it off. Trying to use that smoke as a kind of a one-way nade sailing in, won't do much damage. And Badman already, look at the pace of this attack. Pokemonster, if he peeks out wide, he can actually at least find 1 kill, but 2 players have already made his way. He's going to peek out a little too late, and that's going to be the entries of Pokey and Badman. Pokemonster playing a little too passively, and that's going to be pretty much a round done and dusted. Trans will get a trade. He does find Badman, but a 4v3 with the bomb planted, and this should be the call for the save coming out once more for PES. They're really struggling here. This pace them Too Easy. He's just catching them with the pants down almost every single time.
Yep, but Trans and HSB are playing at an ungodly ping. That's how high their ping is. It's absolutely ridiculous. Recoil Master is going to get 2 for himself as well, trying to limit the economy. And Rexy, he's on the hunt. And Criminal, though, it's going to pick him up, but that means he has been found out. But unfortunately for Too Easy, I think the players are a bit too far away. They're not going to be able to hunt down Criminal. just Criminal staying alive now for Portal Esports, and it's going from bad to worse for them. Portal Esports is the team that if they want to get to the LAN finale, they're the ones who need to be winning the 16-0 or 16-1 or something like that. But it seems like too easy. They're a little bit too hard for them to handle this game.
Indeed. And just to remind everyone else, like a lot of teams' fate lies in the balance here. If PES manage to somehow, well, kind of turn things around and mount a comeback and pull a win off Too Easy in this game, it's going to be Entity Gaming getting knocked out from LAN, and it is going to be down to ATE qualifying. And if Too Easy win, it's going to be Entity Gaming going through to the LAN final. So a lot at stake here for at least 4 teams.
It's sort of like if Too Easy, who do they hate more, right? Do they hate Entity Gaming more? Do they want to throw this game? But I'm sure they're not going to throw a game. Of course they're not, because they need to win to solidify the 3rd spot as well. They're not out in the clear just yet. But Recall Master, he's going to start off great. Criminal, he's going to be picked off jumping. HSB does get one with the Deagle, but Batman is in for the instant reply. And that's the B-bomb site, completely in Too Easy's control. Of course, it's just pistols on the PES, except for Criminal. Nobody had a rifle.
Indeed, and they should have an inkling about this. There's no need to go for the hunt. Not going to really get much money out of it either. Batman doesn't really care about economy, though. He's still going to come pushing in. He gets a frag, gets out as well. 3 HP, no need to progress any further. And I like this from Too Easy. They've been playing really fast, and the problem is PES have just not been able to. Of course, truth be told, I think they've just had 2 buy rounds so far, or rather 3 buy rounds. So that's that. But 8-0 is a very rough score. You can see Too Easy exiting the bomb site together as a unit. Trans is going to be like, all right, maybe we can find something, and he almost timed that peak with the bomb exploding, so he could have at least got a frag. But unfortunately for him, doesn't find anything. And look at the money for Too Easy at the moment. I think that's ridiculous.
Yep, 13k, 11k, 12k. They're just rolling in it right now. And I don't even think, even if they lose every single round, they're going to be able to buy, you know, all throughout these remaining 7 rounds. Well, the 6 after this one. But yeah, I mean, Too Easy. They're not going for any defaults. They're not doing anything special. They're just taking a bomb site, or, you know, even if they're going B short or something, they're just splitting. And they're just hitting the bomb sites together. And yet again, they're just going to go for the A bomb site. PES, they want some mid control. They want some action there, but it's not forthcoming. Too Easy. They're just going to execute. It's going to be a full-blown execute onto the A bomb site. And it remains to be seen if PES can defend this. Ooh, it's just a couple of flashbangs. It's a dry execute onto the B bomb site, onto the A bomb site. I beg your pardon. Paint has been spotted out, but Pokemonster waiting ever so patiently. He's gonna look away at the worst possible moment. What is happening? Jump up, for God's sake. Pokey, he's gonna jump up. He's gonna get Feint. Tito, finally, he's gonna get boosted up and get Pokemonster as well. And again, it's the flawless entries into the A bomb site. That ping for PES, it's just absolutely hammering them right now. And Badman, he's gonna pick up Trans as well without a chance in hell to react to the shots. And yeah, that just leaves HSB and Criminal. Okay. HSB. All right, that's a good nade. That's an 8.5, and that's a really good spam onto Rexy as well. Suddenly they have a footing to retake this this round, but ooh, Criminal, he's timed out.
I think he timed out. Yeah, that's just unfortunate. HSB trying his very best to somehow deal some damage, but I think we're going to be called seeing a tactical, a technical timeout here as. A player has dropped out the server. Yeah, there we go. Huh, rough days. Rough days for PE yesterday.
Yeah. Weird, they want to continue 4v5. Oh. Well.
Okay, I didn't see the chat. What really happened there?
So his electricity went out, so PES, they don't expect it to come back anytime soon. So they're just like, continue. And that's well within their rights. They can continue 5v4 for as long as they need to. And, well, I mean, Too Easy is really hammering them down anyway. And now that it's 5v4, I expect this to go the distance to 16-0. It could be the first 16-0 in the in the Premiership this season, which is surprising, right?
I mean, let's be honest, right? Like, yes, they have been playing with a handicap. That's their Pokemonster. In the meantime, worked with the Beagle. Finds another one. A whip spray from Batman. Pokey will finally get the trade. So, some damage being dealt out. However, it's still not looking that solid for PES. Here's the thing, right, with PES, despite the fact that they have the biggest disadvantage in the entire Premiership League with their ping, they have actually, been better, so to speak, compared to many of the other, the lower half, I'd say, of the ESL Premiership. They've actually impressed me overall. Like, for example, I think they beat Entity, for example. They've had some pretty solid wins overall. But yeah, I think it's just one of those days where nothing seems to be clicking. The players dropped out. I don't think they even have a stand-in. Do they? I don't think they do.
Yeah, they don't. It's just their 5 players, no substitutes registered at all. So yeah, I mean, of course I feel bad for them as well. They have 5 wins, by the way, in the Premiership, which is better than everybody else below them in the points table.
Which is like at least
5 or 6 teams, yeah 5 or 6 in fact.
5 or 6 teams, that's pretty impressive. As
War,
it is,
EAT, VACBAN, they're all sitting below them.
That's pretty impressive, man. And here's the thing, like, I've seen them on LAN, as in, like, I wasn't there, but I did have an opportunity to watch some of their games when they played the WSG Asia leg of the LAN qualifier. They really impressed me. Yes, they had some issues with I wouldn't say choking, but they struggled a little bit. And oh, hold a thought there, Adi. We might be seeing the death of the 16-0 dream, which some people might have been relishing. As all of a sudden, Pokemonster HSB, 3 frags between the 2 of them. That's going to leave Rexy and Tito in a pretty precarious spot here.
Yep, too easy trying to go for the B shot fast play again, but this time Pokemonster had peeked out in the nick of time. Tito, as well as Rexy, they're going to spot out the players, but now all of PES is coming back to the B-bomb side. They know where everybody is, but Tito and Rexy, they're going to get the first 2 entry frags into the bomb site, and it is down to a 2v2, but Pokemonster is on the flank. While Trance waits in the kitchen for something to happen, and there you go, Pokemonster.
Go for it.
He's gonna wait it out. Nope. Oh, just about picks up Rexy. Rexy turns around, but not in time. Tito, he's gonna pick up Pokemonster, but Trance is in there for the trade, and that's the first round of the board for PES.
Finally.
Happy days.
Finally. Took a while, but they managed to pull it back, and Criminal's back as well. So, listen, man, it's Counter-Strike, Adi. Anything can happen. Anything can turn around. But looking at that money for 2 easy, they have so much of money. 3 guys have bought fully back into the round, and they're still over $10,000. That is not a good sign if you're PES.
And on the flip side, PES's economy is absolutely in shambles. If they lose this round, they're going to be so harshly reset that that it's not even going to be funny anymore. That's how harsh that reset's going to be. But now, finally, too easy. Slowing down the pace, going for more of a default-ish approach. It seems like PES picking up 1 round has thrown a spanner into the works for too easy. I don't know why. I mean, it was working the whole time, right? So why switch it up just because it failed for 1 round? But anyway, does look like Rexy is going to peek out, but Trance is ready for him this time. He's going to pick him up. That's man advantage for PES.
An advantage. And I agree with you. Too easy. Suddenly, like, slowing things down, but recall with that op. PES have been putting up a player towards the toll booth box almost every single round. I think at this point it's getting a little too predictable, and Recoil very much aware, finding the frag on the Trance, who after he got that initial kill just stuck around, didn't quite reposition himself, and that's going to be the A-bomb set completely empty right now. Criminal does have the op trained towards Palace. He's got Pokemonster looking towards Underpass, so they're going to be going for a retake play. In the meantime, Feint and Tito, Flash is too deep. Oh no! Oh no! And op in the hands of HSB, but Tito's taking no chances whatsoever. He drops down with the smoke, and he's going to be caught out by HSB though. In the meantime, we have Pokey snuck his way towards the A-bomb side. He finds HSB. He knows there's another player. That Pokemonster will, however, land the shot. And that's going to force Pokemonster to rethink where the play might be taking place. And it's going to be towards B. 2v2. Bomb is going to get planted for apartments, and Recall with the op sitting towards the bench. And Batman's going to be playing from the truck. So pretty passive angles being held here by Too Easy as a retake is going to come in. Pokemonster Criminal announcing the presence, immediately making their way towards the side. Recall Master, who, however, land the shot onto Pokemonster rather, as Batman finishes off Criminal. So, Reset City, here we come. PES are broke, and they're just going to be going for the force back. And at this point, to be very honest, I mean, might as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, they need to put up some rounds on the board. I mean, even if they have just 4, at least they can build back on the terrorist side. But if they're just stuck at 1 or 2, if they lose the pistol round, it's going to be all over. So they really need to force buy, and they need to win as many rounds as possible now. And yeah, I mean, too easy. They slowed down the pace, but somehow it worked out for them. And I do think a lot of that was a CSGO grenade and a half there when Tito got the first frag. But Tito, he's going to get the first 2 frags into this round. He's going to pick up Criminal and Pokemonster and Rexy. Trans pushing into A apartments, and it's not going to end up very well for them. And Feint and HSB are left alive in a 2v5 with just a couple of pistols and a little bit of armor. And they're dead.
Yeah. 12-1. This is turning out to be a dropping Adi.
Yeah, this is a spanking.
Ah, you love that, don't you?
Of course,
this is indeed turning out to be quite the one-sided affair. I mean, yes, with the caveat about the ping and everything, but here's the thing with PES, right? Even with the ping, I've seen them play well. I've seen them beat Entity Gaming with the same or worse pings.
Well, that was on Mirage, and we all know how bad Hellranger's Mirage is.
True, but agreed, completely agreed. But at the same time, it's not like 2 are trying anything crazy. But also, they did play on the CT side. That's also something you need to remember. Entity started on the CT side, and they just got completely spanked by PES's T side. This time the rolls have been reversed. The recoil has been hitting some not these shots with that awful spot, but HSB is well Feint from short. He peeks out. He finds 2 quick kills. That is huge from him. So we neutralize the man advantage, but look at Tito. This guy's timing is just ridiculous, but he will be found out by Criminal. And the best thing about Feint is he got his 2 kills without taking a sliver of damage. So he's looking solid towards short, and I think he has an inkling. And yes, not just an inkling, he hears them barreling towards apartments. And Feint has got a whole fort while he waits for rotation to take place in the form of Criminal, and it is going to be Feint. Won't find more than 2, though. He will get taken down. Recall with the op. Doesn't quite land a shot. The bomb will get planted in the nick of time, but not before he gets taken down. A recoil versus 2. He's got the op. Sort of flick shot. He doesn't know how low they are, or else he'll just take out the P250, and they know exactly where he is. P250 is going to come out. He spots out Criminal, finds 1, looking for the second kill. Trans at 7 HP, 1v1 recall with a P250, and he goes for the jump as well after the kill. The number of times I see people go for the, hit the scroll wheel. It's befuddling.
It's actually very weird, right? All the gaming mice available, right? Everyone makes them, and none of them can fix the scroll wheel. They're all way too easy to scroll.
Science has not gone so far yet. We'll probably have human beings on Mars in the next decade, but I do believe the scroll wheel bug will always remain. Final round coming in off the first half, and oh boy, oh my word, the nade stack towards jungle. And I think they're taking a leaf out of Astralis. That was brilliant from 2easy. Did not expect that, especially in the last round of the half. The Criminal is going to be left alone in a 1v5. It's going to require a miracle, and a miracle is not going to happen. 14-1 for 2easy. Adi, this might possibly be the fastest, one of the fastest games I've ever casted.
Yeah, it does seem to be that. And what else is that? I mean, of course, 2easy should be picking up this game, so I can just imagine how happy Prashant Akvitas, Entity's coach, is going to be, and how happy Entity is going to be, because
I think I'm quite sure that they're going to be a few of the Entity players in the chat. They're just keeping quiet, but I'm quite sure they're going to be very excited and happy. Might be opening up the beers by now.
Yeah, I think this calls for like a moe or something. So bring out the good champagne, lads. I'm pretty sure. And please do away with the Karela juice. It's not good for Sai. But Rexy, he's going to open up the fragging onto Pokemonster. It's one of the final nails in the coffin, but Criminal has something to say yet. A Deagle headshot onto Rexy, and Feint's going to peek out and take out Tito as well. The bomb's going to go down to the A-bomb side. PS, they still have some fight left in them.
Fight still left in them. However, Poke finds 1, and he knows the Trans is as well, but it's going to be Poke getting taken down. Trans is doing his very best to try and keep PES in this game, and they win a round they absolutely needed to win. They managed to win it pretty convincingly, in fact. And here comes the AKs, and with too easy, they have so much of a lead, they can go for some shenanigans at this point. And this is something, like, let me get back to the game here, but here's something I've noticed, Adi, right? So many times when you see kind of like the underdog team, usually when they have a huge lead, and they, you know, let's say it's like 14-1 or like 12-3 or whatever, that level of a scoreline, they tend to start playing very, very passively, very, very, whatchamacallit, very, very calmly, so to speak. And they never try going for anything risky, and I think that's a big problem because, you know, that's an opportunity for you to try and go for plays early on while you still have a big lead. And once the scores get close by, you're going to be averse to trying to go for these insane kills. Never mind, Rexy is just going off. It's a 1v1, and he's going with the deagle. He's just playing around. He's just toying with his food at this point.
Yep, Badman got 2 of his own with the deagle as well early into the round, so it's all down to a 1v1 in Rexy. He's on 100 points of health, while Pokemonster is just at 10% of that. 10 points of health, but at least he has the armor. And Rexy knows that he needs to be peeking out because he needs to take advantage of the ping. And there you go. A complete eco with just upgraded pistols goes for too easy. That has to be heartbreaking for PES.
Yeah, I mean, man, this is painful to watch.
It definitely is, especially if you're a Portal Esports fan. And yeah, I mean, there's nothing left for them to do anymore. It's 15-2. It's match and map point, and it is tournament point for them as well. At this point, they're not gonna be able to qualify in the top 4 anymore. PS, they're gonna force by. Poki's gonna be taken down by Rexy, who aggressed into middle from the connector position. And Rexy, he's not stopping there. He's running around the map. He's gonna pick up one more onto HSV. Tito spots out Feint. It's just a matter of time.
Rexy finally falls, but Recoil Master is like, alright, send me to the party. Criminal left alone in a 1v4. And this looks like the end of the road for PES. And there we go. Batman will read the last right. 16-2. For too easy, Adi. That match took 27 minutes.
Not even 27 minutes, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I mean, it's congratulations to Too Easy. They've cemented the 3rd spot in the Masters League. So they're going to come to the LAN, which is going to be in June in Mumbai. And also, because Too Easy's picked up this game, the Entity Gaming boys can celebrate because they're going to be in the LAN as well on the 4th position. And yeah, I mean, they beat ATE out because of head-to-head. They are at the same points, they're at the same score, but yeah, it's going to be at the head-to-head. And of course, tomorrow, Brutality takes on Portal Esports, and their Brutality is going to be vying for the top spot. They want to go into the LAN with the #1 seed. And yeah, that's about it from our side. We're going to go back to the studio. Joining me was Blair. You can find Blair on Twitter, by the way. His handle is @officialblair, and you can find me on Twitter or Facebook. My handle is @officialad1. So more from the studio.
They say gaming is easy. They say this is not a job.
All right, what a drubbing in
Yeah.
Adi's words was this. Too easy, totally blockading Portal Esports there. Just 2 rounds. This entire game got done in 18 rounds. That's all it took.
Yeah, there were a few disconnects though in this game by Portal Esports. I think one of those reasons is why they kind of struggled quite a bit in this game. Also, we completely forget that they do have a lot of ping issues, and everything in the end plays up to a team's compatibility when they are playing a game like this. So yeah, I wouldn't say that Portal played badly. I think the just circumstances were difficult.
Maybe, mostly, maybe. Well, this sounds up today's is CSGO game, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back after a short break, we come back with Dota 2.
They say gaming is easy. They say this is not a job. They say it's a waste of time. But we kept at it. Got better. We grinded, leveled up, and conquered. We are gamers. We are the ESL India Premiership, powered by Omen by HP.
The guy's out.
That was beast.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
ESL India Premiership 2018 has 3 seasons: summer, fall, and winter. The summer season takes place from April to June, while the fall season runs from July to September. Finally, the winter season takes place from October to December. Coming to tournament formats, each season is divided into 3 tiers: the professional tier, the Master League; the semi-professional tier, the Challenger Series; the Open tier, the Starter Cups. Moving on to the frequency, every season in the ESL India Premiership 2018 will see 1 Master League, 3 Challenger Series, and 3 Starter Cups. The Masters League now hosts 12 teams and players. Meanwhile, the Challenger Series has 8 contestants and follows a double elimination format. Finally, the Starter Cups are now limited to only 128 participants, so make sure you register for the Premiership now. Once you register for the Starter Cup 1, you'll have to fight your way to the top. At the end of the phase, you will get promoted to the Challenger Series 1. You should try and maintain your position in the Challenger Series 1, 2, and 3. But this is no easy task. At the end of every phase, the bottom 2 contestants are dropped out. They are replaced by the top teams from the Starter Cups. Those who succeed in the Challenger Series are rewarded with promotion to the Master League. The top 4 teams will proceed to play in the next season's Masters League. Meanwhile, the Master League runs uninterrupted until the end of the season. The 12 champions will constantly try to establish their dominance over the others. But at the end of a season, the bottom 4 teams are relegated to the Challenger Series, while the top 4 play at the land finale for the top prize. ESL India Premiership 2018 begins in April. The registrations are on, so make sure you sign up now.
Turn around 3 times. Start shooting.
This is the first ever Omen X laptop for gamers that go to extremes. Gear up with the machine designed for total domination and engineered for gaming in stunning 4K. Equipped with the latest Intel Core processors, it gives you the power to be relentless. With With a 17.3-inch diagonal screen and desktop-class graphics, you get maximum performance to be victorious anywhere. With multiple fans and large exhaust vents, heat is transferred away from critical components for dynamic overclocking. Ramp up boot times, game loading, and overall system responsiveness with optional RAID 0 SSD configurability. An RGB LED backlit mechanical keyboard lets you program each individually lit key to create customized key maps that switch seamlessly between games. With 2.5mm travel and in-key rollover, you can take out your competition with more accuracy and precision. Designed for extreme immersion, DTS Headphone X technology comes built in for surround sound experience that puts you right in the middle of the action. With the addition of a VR headset, gamers can step inside a completely immersive world for an elevated gaming experience. Single-panel access to key components makes serviceability and upgrading easy, so you won't be sidelined or held back on your road to supremacy. It has a brushed aluminum finish on an armor-like chassis. A jet fighter-like construction with hidden lift hinges ensures you're always at the ready. And with striking lighting effects and see-through window to components, others will know too. Unleash your fiercest gameplay anywhere with the extreme performance of the new Omen X laptop.
future redefined. No regrets tied to the things we leave behind.
Have that disadvantage coming in the field. He might not feel them, but look at that, getting both the frags. Baba being a beast right there. Oh my!
I agree with you. There's going to be a fast peek from Spawn. He's going to peek out again. He finds another one. Kill is once again there. What a god. His Spawn is just going off, looking for more. Gets the quad kill. Side 393 kills to life, however, he's got the Emperor out, and Cyborg gets bombed down in time. Huge play coming up.
Will get taken down. The second frag as well is going to get it. What is even happening? And Buster is going to go down as well. And Manan with the Godseer play coming in. Red trying to find the frag, but Manan sees his friend being taken out to Buster. Oh my god. Just spraying them down all together.
It might just prove to be huge, and I like this double setup towards Shelter. Escali. What? Nice and waiting for Deathmaker, the harbinger of death, destruction, and you get the drift, but Batman has got something to say about it. One kill out. Here then.
No regrets tied to brand new possibilities.
Maybe he's going to go in for the same plan. Gets the first one, almost get the second, and the Major is going to get taken down. Trans, you god. What was that round from the just farming that cash. What was that shot? Marzel is going to get deleted off the
up the high ground, pop his Mask of Madness. Banshee tries to get the fight going, but the rolling boulder is there. The shield crash as well. Wukong's command as well as the boundless strike. But Nick taking more damage than he's dishing out. He's going to end up falling the bottom. Power Strike is there along with the call down. They'll take down the Ace. Just a dead one doing a fair amount of work. Evil Ash will fall, but he does drop the Mass Serpent once. Unfortunately, though, the laser, the Eclipse, it bounces around. It's just too much. And Burisa Youth, they'll tap out. Okay, look at this. Blizzard has the Jingle, moves in, finds the Doom. Gets doomed but doesn't care. Moon standing in the static storm will end up falling down. Ice being controlled by the rolling thunder. Avada glimpse out of position. The Nightmare won't do much. Rehard TP's in, doesn't do squat either. But
Signify, they get all 5 heroes from the side of Reckoning Infinity and they're moving.
Starts with the Walrus spot. Sidestep on the floor, but what? What was that glimpse? Why? On this, the epicenter and the Power Strike coming through. Micro copying a fair amount of damage. Quick heal scepter buys in time. Darshan bouncing around in the shots with the snowball. Taking Darshan within it, Butter moves forward. Rolling Thunder still doing a bit of work, the Swashbuckle. Bringing Axel low, but the Power Strike is there. Quick scream coming out. Micro's got it on. The call down is there with the flak cannon. They bring down the Death Prophet. Butter teaming up with Darshan finds the Queen of Pain, but Dreamy, he's in a world of hurt. The Power Strike, the will buy time. Dreamy could possibly looks to turn things around here, but Darshan with the Swashbuckle finds himself a double. Looking at quick skewer, they've got no chance. No chance has got to be careful, but elsewhere Blizzard that ends up falling. The Life Stealer getting a double in, no chance with the Rupture upon him. Drops the cast, tries to run the Supernova, stunning a bunch, but bears the fall of damage. Trying to deal with the Witch Doctor, no chance. Force stuffed out of there, still dropping really low. Will not end up falling as the Bloodseeker falls in there. Swifty, two-man coil, catches the Magnus and the Phoenix without the Supernova is nothing but food. As Blizzard gets himself an ultra kill and Signify.
They say gaming is easy. They say this is not a job. They say it's a waste of time. But we kept at it. Got better. We grinded, leveled up, and conquered. We are gamers. We are the ESL India Premiership, powered by Omen by HP.
Guy's out.
That was beast.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
The ESL India Premiership 2018 has 3 seasons: summer, fall, and winter. The summer season takes place from April to June, while the fall season runs from July to September. Finally, the winter season takes place from October to December. Coming to tournament formats, each season is divided into 3 tiers: the professional tier, the Master League; the semi-professional tier, the Challenger Series; the Open tier, the Starter Cups. Moving on to the frequency, every season in the ESL India Premiership 2018 will see 1 Master League, 3 Challenger Series, and 3 Starter Cups. The Masters League now hosts 12 teams and players. Meanwhile, the Challenger Series has 8 contestants and follows a double elimination format. Finally, the Starter Cups are now limited to only 128 participants, so make sure you register for the Premiership now. Once you register for the Starter Cup 1, you'll have to fight your way to the top. At the end of the phase, you will get promoted to the Challenger Series 1. You should try and maintain your position in the Challenger Series 1, 2, and 3. But this is no easy task. At the end of every phase, the bottom 2 contestants are dropped out. They are replaced by the top teams from the Starter Cups. Those who succeed in the Challenger Series are rewarded with promotion to the Master League. The top 4 teams will proceed to play in the next season's Masters League. Meanwhile, the Master League runs uninterrupted until the end of the season. The 12 champions will constantly try to establish their dominance over the others. But at the end of a season, the bottom 4 teams are relegated to the Challenger Series, while the top 4 play at the land finale for the top prize. ESL India Premiership 2018 begins in April. The registrations are on, so make sure you sign up now.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Dota 2 segment of the ESL India Premiership. And I am your host today, Gautam Workaholic. Alongside with me is Angela.
Yes.
And it's an absolute pleasure to be sitting on this side of the table for once.
Yeah, and we always hear you cast, so it's nice to put a face on camera.
Yes, and I was not supposed to be here. However, due to some pre-timed activity that Vagish has on for another client, so I'm here instead of him. So we are going to have an exciting day of Dota 2 today, and we have an exciting match between two great teams, and one of them, let me guess, is undefeated so far, and that's it. That is ROG.
ROG, the
ROG is completely undefeated.
Yeah.
They beat Signify, they beat everyone they've played so far, and we expect them to stay undefeated in this tournament. So Angie, before I get into the intro and putting faces on these teams, what do you think about ROG in general and how they've come so far, beating the teams like the Titans of Indian esports that Signify? How have they come along so far?
I think they have been performing exceedingly well. I think recently when we did Taiwan Excellence in 2017, I had sat down with Evil Ash and they were like, hey, you know what, we're practicing really, really hard. But it's always difficult to beat the best of the best, and Signify being the top team in the country, their goal was always to take them down first. And ASUS, as the Republic of Gamers, have always given them momentum, saying that, hey, you know what, maybe you'll fail once, you'll fail twice, but maybe the third time you'll score the lead. And that's what ROG has done in this tournament. They have constantly kept proving that they are better than everybody. And when the game happened between Signify and ROG, it went on for quite a while. But at the end of the day, they played such magnificent Dota, and they showed that objective and strategic things can beat even the best team in the country, which have players on the leaderboards of SEA. So I believe that this team has the adrenaline to win and the momentum to win, and that is why today they sit undefeated. And I hope that when they come to land finale, they also defeat the reigning champions, of course, from last year, Signify again, and prove that they are the best team in the country as of now.
Well, thank you so much, Angie, for that excellent brief on the team ROG. So why don't we put faces on the names? Let's have a look at the intro video of our team ROG. All right, so that was ROG, and you saw the faces of those 5 players. Again, all 5 of them great veterans of Dota 2 for India, and they have been excellent so far. And they've actually, as Angie mentioned earlier, they have beaten Signify, who were expected to be undefeated. But like initially we used to say, hey, there's a salary team versus a non-salary team. It used to be, hey, a non-salary team beat a salary team. However, in this case, both the teams, talking about the previous match, the ROG versus Signify, both the teams are salaried teams. So both of them are in the same position. So that little extra masala is just missing, right? It's like Maggie without masala there. But it was nice to see ROG actually take a game off Signify. However, both the teams currently basically stand at the same place. So there's no unfair advantage to one team over the other. However, let's go to Team 2 from Bangladesh. Let's watch the video now. Team Council. All right, so that was Team Council for you, the team from Bangladesh. They have had a great season last year. This year, they're not doing so well. They are currently sitting at the 9th position. Some roster changes there, Angie, that caused them to be at the 9th position right now. Of course, that's been causing them a lot of problems. I think the chemistry has been causing them a lot of problems. So what do you have to add as an analyst on this?
I think with their 4-6 scorecard and knowing that, you know, the pressure is always built when you're going up against really good teams. And in the summer season of ESL, we've had some really fantastic teams. Whether we talk even about teams like Akatsuki, last year they were doing so fine in the fall and the winter. But this year in the summer, I mean, Akatsuki has fallen all the way down to the 10th spot.
Yeah.
So it's just that there are so many different elements. Dota has changed so much as a game. And the players have become better and better. The teams are playing better than better. We have teams like Kalis, who are from Bangalore, who suddenly just came and demolished so many teams. And you don't expect it. You don't expect an underdog to do well.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
nowadays, I think Council is struggling a little because they have a very specific game style that they follow. And when they are not in their comfort zone, they tend to fall back a little bit. And in ESL, what happens is when I play a game and I lose it, you always go back and watch the video and learn from it. And that's what every team has been doing. They've been going and watching, and they're like, okay, Council likes to play the Enchantress, they like to play the Chen, let's just ban out those two heroes. Like with the Earth Spirit, let's ban it out. So then you always put in that zone, just like Clash Royale, where, you know, you ban the favorite cards, so then you're put into a spot. I think Dota has also become like that.
The thing is, we have both our team from Nepal and from Bangladesh not doing so great this season. They both have changes in their roster. Do you feel that maybe there's a limitation to the players in those countries? Is that the reason? Like,
it could be.
Maybe they don't have enough players to replace, or I don't know. Like in India, you've seen teams break up and make new set of teams. They do fairly well.
Yeah.
It just seems like maybe one or two roster change for the Bangladesh and the Nepal team has literally dropped them.
It has. It has.
To like number 9 and number 10, which
like
is pretty
Madara
bad.
from Akatsuki.
The draft is now live.
Yeah, so let's just quickly get into the draft where we talk about the teams. It's going to be ROG Titans picking up their favorites, the Bounty, the Monkey King, and the Rubik. Meanwhile, banning out the Visage, the Chen, the Viper, the DK, and the Lifestealer. Chen, of course, getting a respect ban for there against Council. Meanwhile, on the Council side, we have Skyroth, Leshrac, Sand King, Zeus, and Tinker getting banned off because they do not like that Tinker on played by Archmage. Meanwhile, the Council going to pick up the Jakiro, Pitlord, Naga. Jakiro, Pitlord being one of their main picks. Naga, of course, being a new choice for them here. And with that, they've secured their 2 supports and their offlane. Meanwhile, ROG has secured their 2 supports, and could be a Bounty offlane also. It fares pretty well for them. And their carry, I think. Monkey King as a carry, I love that pickup from them.
Yeah, so interesting set of picks here. Have you been following the tournament that's going on, the ESL Birmingham?
Yes, I have. And the Phantom Lancer and Keeper of the Light are back in full swing. I hate that combination.
And we've seen a lot of different meta coming out of there. So do you think these guys will be probably being, you know, getting that into the gameplay?
Definitely, definitely.
We see the Razor pick coming in already from the Council.
Oof, they like that. They like that hero quite a bit. I was expecting them to pick the Rubik for themselves, but ROG, since already doing that, I could see them picking up something like the Wind Ranger in the mid lane. They could also opt to go for the TK has been banned out. So I actually miss seeing the Templar Assassin. I mean, she's not been picked up a lot lately, but that also says that, you know, she could be picked up now. Another choice for them could be the Puck to just make that initiation stun, but they are looking for more burst damage unless they want to really just go with the normal picks. But ROG for now going to secure their secondary support. That's mostly going to be a Bounty now going in the offlane.
Yeah, it's quite interesting right now. You see with the loss of control that they had with Bounty, and look at the next 3 picks. All 3 of them have some kind of stun or a control, which can really complement the loss of control with the Bounty. Now, Bounty, amazing hero to have on your team, especially he can really help you get that net worth up in the air. So, however, because of the fact that Bounty doesn't inherently have something to slow down the enemies, of course, he depends a lot of on Orb of Venom. And his stun is very, and he has a slow, of course. But however, to complement that, they've put in enough units there. On the other hand, on the Council side, let's talk about their control right now. Plenty of control on the Council side. Is the meta shifting towards just so much control in team fights? Is that what it's coming down to right now?
I think it's very needed, because what is happening is nowadays that teams know when to take a fight, when not to take the fight. And yesterday's game, if we just talk about it in general, I mean, there was a fight where basically no one was ready to start the fight because there was no initiator or there was no stunner. And I think the reason that they want to pick up these kind of heroes is at least you get the chance to work out if there is a mistake that happens. You have one stun that falls here, you can catch another person with the Jakiro. You can make sure the pit lord is doing enough burst. So it's more of just the momentum of game has become so quick, but also players have become so much smarter that fights just don't happen unless you force them to happen. And fights normally just happen if you have a lot of lockdown. So
yeah, plenty of the. Now tell me this. I have a little like a trick question for you.
Yeah.
During the Naga song, will the Monkey King ulti stop, or will his clones, will they stop attacking?
I don't think so. I don't think they should stop attacking because it's already a spell used.
Yeah, because
So,
he'll definitely put the Monkey King to
and they're
sleep.
not,
But what about the?
No, they will keep moving.
They'll keep attacking.
Moving, yes. I was going to think it's going to be an OD in the mid lane because ROG still lacks that complete lockdown hero and I mean not lockdown, the burst hero, and OD would be perfect against heroes like the Jakiro and Naga. Also, he's become, I mean this is a little risky pick because it's going to be the Archmage mostly playing the OD and he plays a very devastating OD. Also on the other hand we have Council who have to still pick up their carry unless they are sending the Razor mid, which is a good fare against a hero like OD. They could opt to go for something that is pretty tankable and who can deal that burst damage late game. It could be a Morphling in my terms because that is that's one of those heroes that can actually do a lot of damage. Also the Lifestealer has been banned here. It could also be the Void, which fares decently well with the Naga and the Pit Lord with the Jakiro.
Yeah, I think the combo is pretty strong. But speaking, we have about a minute and 15 seconds there. Speaking about the mid matchup, what do you think about the Razor and the OD matchup?
I think it's pretty even because OD fares can be only countered by 3 particular heroes. That would be a Razor, a Viper, and nowadays a Lina. So in that kind of situation, I see the matchup going well unless there are a lot of ganks. Now I do see the Bounty constantly troubling that Razor in the mid lane. And if that really happens, I see that the OD would have a little bit more advantage. But if it comes to taking down towers, I still would favor Council's positioning better because they have the Jakiro with his third spell, they have the Naga Illusions, they also have the Razor who does a lot of damage with his ultimate. So when it comes to towers, I think Council's got a better chance. But when it comes to just the mid lane matchup, after about 2-3 minutes, I see the Bounty being a menace.
Yeah, and now with barely 25 seconds left on the clock, they are going to make that mid pick. Sorry, the carry pick.
Yeah.
We're going to see what Council is actually going to opt out for in
go for
this
a brew.
match. Especially with a lot of things being banned. And here it is.
Wow,
I think that's actually picking Chaos Knight in against OD. Isn't that counterintuitive? Because he'll take out the illusions very quickly.
It would. I mean, most of the heroes on ROG's side can take out the most of the heroes of RG can get out the illusions pretty easily, whether we're talking about the Monkey King. But I don't think they had any better option in this case, because if we talk about basic heroes like the Morphling, he does not have that kind of burst damage. Void also, he's got good initiation, but who's going to finish the game? And Anti-Mage wouldn't be their choice because they would have to make him really, really farmed to kind of have an impact. So I think yesterday we just had a discussion that there was an IO, and I was like, I hope they go IO CK because it's such a beautiful combination. But finally today we do see the first Chaos Knight, I think the second Chaos Knight in the ESL.
Yeah, we've not been seeing a lot of Chaos Knights. So I would like to take this time to wish Council best of luck, because I personally think the ROG team is going to take this match.
Yeah,
what are your predictions?
I think Council have a good chance if they play their draft correct, but if they are not able to lock down ROG Titans mid and carry, I think ROG Titans will play their very basic objective strategic Dota, taking down the towers and at the end just taking down the throne and finishing the game.
Fair enough. All right, guys, so this is the match between the number 1 team against the number 9 team on the standing. So we'll wish both the teams good luck, and let's get into the match where our casters are waiting for us. Let's get into the match right away.
Hello folks, and welcome back to the ESL India Premiership. My name is Vivek, with me is Floki, and we got the RG Titans facing off versus Council. We've got the standings as well. I'm sure Angela did bring them up, but I want to take a look at them myself. And Council, and things not looking that good for them. They played 10 matches. This is the last remaining game. And unless folks start magically dropping points for no reason, there's no way they're moving forward to the line based on their performance in phase 1, that is.
Yeah, I think
Loki?
they're probably gonna play this game for fun if things don't work out too well in the early game.
For fun, for pride, it's also a big confidence boost if they can take a game of the RG Titans. It's something that they'll carry forward into their next run at ESL. And we got the draft. What do you think about it?
So the draft goes both ways, right? If the CK gets going, it's going to be really hard to stop him, especially if the OD has a bad start in the mid lane. The good news is that OD does a lot of pure damage with the Arcane Orb early on, so he can sort of trade hits with the Razor despite being static linked in the face. So that's always something that Susmoy is going to have to account for. And you can see he did go for the first point in static, right? He does want to try and zone out the Archmage OD, but I don't think it's going to be entirely possible. But now that he's gone for the first point in Astral, it might be, I don't even know.
I mean, even if he does the static link, right, Archmage can just Astral and break it.
Yep, true, but level 1 Astral doesn't have the best range, but I think it's still going to be good enough.
Yeah. I mean, Susmoy does have an advantage with the movement speed, with the range on Astral. You floated the idea that the Council could be running an aggressive try, and they're doing just that.
Yeah, but they actually have done the smart thing and they've done the aggressive try. They have sent Evil Ash and ZXC top, so they always wanted the MK versus Underlord matchup. It's always a good matchup for the MK because you can just zone out Underlord really hard. Mid lane, they are trying to harass Susmoy a little bit, but Susmoy should be okay on his Razor. Top lane though,
Yeah,
Lost Rider.
Dropping low, but action on both the side lanes. As down bottom, they're diving A35, and A35, he might not survive. He's got the cogs. He's hiding under his tier 1 tower, hoping that the tower favors him. But Jin will drop first blood with the Riptide.
Yep. A little surprised that Zets did not get Mangoes in this lane. I think Mangoes would have been really good here against a Clockwork because he's able to burn your mana off with the cogs. But despite dying early on, it's not a big deal for A35 as long as he managed to find these range creeps and doesn't get denied too much farm. Still gonna be relevant. You're a Clockwork at the end of the day, so you know you don't really care too much about farm.
Yeah.
Just wanna have your levels and you start ganking supports or anyone you can help set up. And I think this game you probably wanna set up the OD or the Monkey King.
Yep. I think a lot of ROG's laning is gonna boil down to what Zeresbug gets done on this Bounty Hunter. He's hit level 2. He's chilling or hoping or praying that the courier comes walking down the mid lane.
Yeah, I hope the council are aware of this.
I mean, it doesn't appear as if Susmoy wants to ferry out anything just yet. But yeah, it's going to boil down to what the Bounty Hunter can accomplish early on. He hasn't really had too much impact anywhere. Yeah. Are you following the courier? Just comes out just as Zeresbug leaves that positioning, leaves that point past the tier 2 tower.
I've seen Poppy wait for like 3 minutes straight just for the courier and snipe it and then just like proceed to be the poorest bounty hunter for the first 15 minutes.
Right.
But it's still a courier snipe, and if you manage to get items like boots and regen, which say you have a Razor really low sitting on 100 HP and a Sat does not get ferried out, that's a lane 1 for the OD. So
It
almost
is.
always worth it.
But
if you can't get the courier snipe.
It's just going to do a little bit of damage on his Susmoy at mid.
Yep.
I think it's also crucial as to when you target that courier snipe heavily. You want to do it before the shrines come online, otherwise the mid lane has the option of just heading back to his shrine. 2, you want to do it before he gets some core item. And now Susmoy's got his boots, which is the item that he's looking for in the mid lane. Up top, the Underlord's going to fall action in mid as well. Susmoy is going to be okay. 45 stolen damage. With the boots, he's absolutely okay. And Zeresbug really not finding what he was hoping for early on as a bounty hunter.
Try and go bottom, help out A35. You can possibly find a revenge kill onto the CK or the Naga Siren, who does not have any points in the mirror image. So Clockwork can essentially just chase her down with the battery assault once the net has been used. The net being the ensnare.
Yeah.
Now, this bounty. Oh no, the bounty hunter just revealed himself with that courier there. Flies out in front of Susmoy's face, and I think Susmoy knows what's up. Now, this lane for Underlord is not the best. As a result, I would like to see him just maybe try and get a Soul Ring and then just try and spam out your Firestorm and hope for some last hits. And that's the only thing you can really do if you're Lost Rider. You do have this ward, scouting this pull out from Lost Rider. So Evil
That's
actually contested. Oh
yeah.
no, I missed that.
Okay. And just as we look down upon Zerisbug, he proves us all wrong. So that was somewhat crucial. I think Animal wanted that sentry for the mid lane just so that he could protect Susma from the bounty hunter. And this might force Susma to be a little bit defensive. Up top, Evil Ash, gotta be careful. Lost Rider fortunately doesn't have the pit.
Yep.
But yeah, 5 minutes in, somehow RG Titans have a small advantage out of the laning phase. I think a lot of it is boiling down to the fact that A35 is finding CS. And he's finding more EXP as well.
Indeed. I think this Clockwork is going to be a bit of a menace here for the Council, because you look at the heroes, they don't naturally build 4 staffs. Razor does not want to build the Hurricane Bike, that's not an item he likes to go for. He likes to build drums and stuff. Top lane. Was that what you were eyeing? Yeah.
I was, but I don't know. Xerxes floating the idea of getting a kill, and with the Boundless Strike, he'll find himself the Jakiro. Animal. I think what you gotta remember as a support is that sure, level 1 Monkey King wouldn't kill you, but he's level 5 nearly. And that's when he's going to start to hurt with those stacks of Jingu Mastery.
I mean, he dealt like 580 physical damage with that one Boundless Strike. That's almost, that's more than a finger
at
level 6. It's insane burst damage from the Monkey King. But that's what he really relies on in his game. Like, if he doesn't get those kills early on, he is not the most relevant carry unless he goes for something like a Battle Fury. I think this game, it might be merits to go for the Battle Fury.
Bottom in Snare on A35. He's got Jin, Deaths and Animal running him down. Riptide is there as well. He's dropping low, has 5 stick charges. Could use them if need be. Doesn't have the cogs though. Deaths low on mana. Doesn't really offer too much, but the ensnare is there, and Deaths diving under the tower. Got in the cogs. Might end up falling as well. They're trying to deal with the cogs. Deaths will manage to escape. And Zerisbug has 1 point in the Shuriken, will clean up, and he finds himself a little bit of EXP as well.
Yep.
A clockwork for a Chaos Knight.
I mean, they take that trade any day, in all honesty. Especially on a hero like Chaos Knight who is so snowball dependent. If he dies early on a couple of times, gets set behind, it can be really hard to come back. But mid lane, Archmage, she's just running small. He's gonna end up surviving though.
I'm looking at bottom. Animal caught in the cogs. The battery assault is there. Animal will end up falling. I'm a little disheartened with what the Jakiro has been accomplishing so far in the laning phase. He lingered around mid. Well, he stopped Zerisbug for a bit, but Zerisbug still got the Courier Snipe. He went up top, hoping to help the Underlord, but instead ended up giving away a kill to the Monkey King, and he falls down bottom as well. So Animal's got to prioritize which lane he really wants to have impact in. So far, he's visited all 3 lanes and actually
just touch upon every lane and try to do something, but not really worked out too well.
This could work though. Down bottom.
Ice path.
In the ice path, A35 juking. Will manage to get the cogs off. Stays away from the ice path, but so much stolen damage for Susma. 168 to be precise. And he's going to clean up. The telekinesis is there, but Evil Ash has got to be careful. They can dive him, and there's not much level 4 Rubik can do. Susma, with the After Storm, looking towards Evil Ash, will find the kill. Gets himself a double.
Yeah, just 2 right clicks and Evil Ash is toast. The Razor just turning him into crisps. Zerisbug is finding these levels early on, and as a bounty hunter, this is really good for him because the sooner you have your track up, the sooner you can bring your other heroes online. OD makes really good use of the bonus movement speed from track with the level 15 talent as well. I think he's going to be running close to around 500.
You spoke of how the Naga is fooled without the mirror image. They'll bring down Jin down bottom. And A35 needs to be careful. It's actually Zerisbug will fall so smart. With all that damage, once again up to 168, but A35 hook shots onto the neutral keep. Gets himself out of there. He's got a shrine as well. He's got a salve also, so he's going to be okay. Doesn't have the hook shot for initiation for a bit. But yeah, I'm really liking what Susma is doing here.
Yeah, he just hasn't had the best start in the game, but despite not having a good start, he's going around the map.
At mid, they've got the ensnare and they're trying to... Wait, what?
They're not going to find the kill.
I don't know. Chaos Bolt, Archmage, just holding his ground. He's got to be careful. That can do a fair amount of damage, but Archmage, 14 points of stolen intelligence. That's enough to scare them off.
I mean, like, there's so much miscoordination there. The Naga turned twice around just to thinking whether she wants to ensnare the OD or not. And Death was just like right-clicking Archmage down, just using his spells on him. Very determined to take the OD down. Now, Death on his Chaos Knight has to be careful of the OD because he's a hero that does not have a lot of int. Neither does he build a lot of int items. As a result, Zerisbug, he's gonna find
he's gonna get himself his bounty room while Chaos Knight, well, he's looking for the other one, won't find it, and in fact will end up falling. The ensnare and that Chaos Bolt not resulting in anything, and now Animal, who walked forward just to get the ice part down, might fall as well. The Shuriken toss available, 2 points in it. The hook shot from A35, not really sure for what purpose, but with the rocket flare, he'll get himself a kill and get himself a double kill as well.
Indeed. Really good play there by...
Zerisbug. I mean,
Zerisbug.
The team as a whole.
Yeah, they didn't have detection though for the bounty hunter. This is a bit of a mistake coming out from the
made
supports.
the bounty hunter. Just having his presence felt all across the map. Looks towards Susmoy, but narrowly misses on getting that kill.
Yeah,
2
Archmage
points.
had the ultimate.
2 points in the Shadow Walk over maxing Shuriken. I'm not sure if this is a misclick or if Zerisbug is just a little bit ahead of the curve.
No, this is just the build you go for on a bounty hunter because you look at the Shadow Walk. It's actually some value going for the level 2 because your damage doubles from the Shadow Walk, and on top of that you get 5 extra seconds.
Well, up top, they're trying to kill Evil Ash. The boundless strike is there, but ZXC won't offer any more assistance. He'll sacrifice his Rubik. It's at least a kill towards Death, who needs any help that he can get. He's sitting behind A35 in terms of net worth. Down bottom, Naga Sign getting chased, getting dove upon under her own tier 2 tower, will end up falling.
Yep. Clockwork really annoying in this early phase of the game. Can just run down heroes with battery assault if left unattended, and that's exactly what happened to Jin there. Despite being under his tier 2, the Clockwork has tread, so he's really damn tanky and hard to bring down.
I think the 1 point in mirror image might have made the difference.
Yep, probably. And I mean, I know the ensnare is a very useful spell to get, but most of the time when you're against heroes like these, he does put the value point now, but having the value point early by say level 3, going for something like the 1-1-3 build, that's a lot more useful because you're gonna make sure that you don't get run down by the Clockwork. There are no stray deaths, and possibly Jin could have avoided 2 of these deaths as he's had early on because of the Clockwork.
Yeah, and it's Jin also, right? He likes more units. Surprised he didn't put a point in it.
Yeah. Well, mirror image illusions are not the strongest early on.
Lost Rider, tagged by the track, controlled by the telekinesis, will end up falling. Wukong's command, just for good measure there.
Yep. And ZXC, he knows what's up, so he is going to go for the Battle Fury build. He knows that in the Wukong's command, there's nothing that say Chaos Knight will be able to do to bring down ZXC. Like, he's really relying on taking him out of the Wukong's command ring with the Reality Rift at most, if he ever wants to fight a ZXC while his ultimate is up. And that's not the most reliable spell, because Reality Rift does not have the best range. And ZXC has to stand towards the edge of his Wukong's command too.
No, it's also random, right?
Yeah, it's also random distance between the two of you. So the way Reality Rift works, transports you and the person you're Reality Rifting to a random point between you and the unit. So if he is standing close to the edge of the ring, maybe then he can bring him out, but otherwise it's sort of hard to do.
Really unreliable. Someone's got to build a force staff as well for the Clockwork, so I guess Susmoy after his drums will start looking towards that force staff. Up top though, a little bit of action brewing. ZXC caught in the pit is going to be okay. 3-5 here. Doesn't have the hook shot. Stolen ice path coming out from Evil Ash. Nicely done. And A35 will just run forward. The Shuriken bounce around. A35 finds himself Animal. The question is, can they find anyone else? They need a little bit of vision just to get the track off. Zerisbug searching for Lost Rider. Well, won't find the track instantly, but the ice path will allow them to get the kill. And the track eventually did come out, so all that bonus gold kicking in. Archmage just finding all the space in the world. This OD gone untouched for a really long time.
Wow.
And down bottom, Susmoy. Well, he's sacrificing his life for that tier 1.
That was such a perfect rotation for Archmage. He just comes in, right-clicks Susmoy once, and then he's like, my job here is done, and that's it, and goes on to farm frames.
And that too, he gets a killing spree. I mean, RG could have done that. No, my bad. It's nearly perfectly done.
Yeah.
Got the kill. Well stolen in. They're finding a tier 1 tower up top as well.
And Archmage has a scary amount of farm for the
A35 just roaming around the map with Zedis Bug. Bumps into Jin. And even with that 1 point in mirror image, there's not much that Nagasign can do. Courtesy of cast animation. Council not finding any sort of trades as far as skills are concerned across the map. 14 minutes in, Floki, 11,000 net worth deficit for the Council to work against. What do they do?
I think the right move to make is to try and move around as a unit, bait one of your heroes out from the side, from your side. So this is what's usually going to happen in this early game. Either MK or OD are going to be fighting, not both of them together. That's not what RG want to do. They want to farm on either one of these heroes.
OD.
So, yeah, I mean, this is not what you're supposed to do, but unfortunately,
okay, let's make a list of what you're not supposed to do.
Okay, you're not supposed to leave your base. How does that sound?
Okay. Not supposed to touch your keyboard. No, but in all seriousness,
you're supposed to turn and leave and forget
not supposed to move to parts of the map where you don't have vision or where you haven't de-watered. That's.
I mean, jokes aside, the couple of things that ROG, Council need to do is not feed this OD, because this OD is the primary way that they kill the CK, also the primary way that they take care of the Underlord. I'm surprised that Council didn't think of banning out the OD, especially since they were picking 2 of these heroes.
Look at Radiant Vision and see what A35 and Archmage are prepping up for. Fortunately, there's a song, but the question is, what's the follow-up, and is it worth it for a Clockwork? The bit in between Archmage as well as the Clockwork. No, just at the very edge of the Clockwork. They'll turn towards A35. He's caused them a lot of problems in the laning phase. They'll finally bring him down. That's a lot of gold going towards that. And Archmage, well, he's just going to walk away from that.
Not bad, but not the best either. You ideally want to find the OD as well. Maybe if the Pit Lord moved a bit forward and dropped the pit on OD instead of the Clockwork, they would have found 2 kills instead of 1. But hey, that's just speculation, because the Bounty Hunter could have come in and the Monkey King. Well, I'm not sure what the Monkey King was, but he is showing in the bottom lane at the moment.
I think I'd love if our Observer could just show Radiant Vision for a moment. I think it's F2. Yeah, look at that. Deep wards all across the map. Bug is... I think they read his movement, but he might find the courier. No, he's going to bump into Animal. They see him. The pit is there, and Bug will be punished. They should know that he's probably gotten a bunch of deep wards down, and Animal probably try and de-ward those as soon as possible.
Yep.
But yeah, they're going to find a tier 1 tower down bottom. That's more map control. Archmage just got his blink.
Things not looking good for the Council here. Quick question, how do I toggle back to all vision?
F1, F2, F3. Those are vision toggle.
Crap, my F1
whatever.
key does not seem to be working.
Excellent.
Lovely. Anyway,
at least I found his
from ROG's perspective. Yeah, I mean, look at ZXC. He's just diving in the base, doesn't care, just cutting creep waves, farming away. Nothing to stop this man. And Monkey King with farm this game is just gonna annihilate the CK.
Yep.
The only hope really for the Council at this moment is that just to try hold for a bit, get your core items. The core items being Razor with, say, something like, I mean, he has a drum, so he's useful. He should not be farming at the moment, in all honesty. He should be moving around with the Naga Siren and the Chikiro trying to find kills. The CK should get his Armlet +1, that's the Echo Saber, or the Blink Dagger right off the bat if he really wants to take the MK down. What he can do once he has Blink Dagger is create a bunch of illusions using Phantasm, blink forward, use Reality Rift, and then try and take down MK before he pops the ult. Yeah. That's realistically, that's the only way you're going to be able to kill the MK. But even then, there's a possibility that OD comes in with a Blink Dagger and just astrals his Monkey King. Gonna quickly go into my settings and put the key to toggle always.
Bug looking for a D-ward, gets caught in the ice path. This is the death. This was unnecessary. Archmage looking for the defensive astral will not find it. Bug does get the track out, and that's gonna allow ZXC to just push out the top lane a bit. Do a little bit of damage onto that tier 2. Quickly, I'm just taking a look at what the Underlord is built into. So he's got 2 bracers, looking towards ADOS. Archmage just finding kills all by himself, really. But yeah, the Underlord, he's looking for that ADOS. I don't mind it, really.
Not a bad item, to be honest, this game.
Yeah,
it's good for cashing heroes out, but you probably want to see something like I don't know, maybe the Vanguard, the Crimson Guard could have get MK ult.
I think he might look into
Maybe even
building
a
a 4-staff. Yeah, exactly.
I was just thinking of that. I mean, you're an underlord, and the best thing you can do is build items that your team needs, not that you need.
Lost Rider caught up top. Archmage just dishing out the deeps. 36 stolen intelligence. That's almost certainly a tier 2 tower for ROG. That's more map control for them.
Indeed. Kudos to Archmage. He's actually farmed really well in this early game. On top of getting those kills. 20 minutes in, having a Blink, Drums, and a Hurricane Pike nearly finished it. This is really big for the OD. You can just essentially go around solo killing the CK, solo killing the Underlord.
Speaking of solo killing, A35 at the Dire Shrine on a mission to find a pick-up all by himself. Gets caught in the song. The Council surround him. He's got the hook shot. He's going to buy himself some time. Doesn't have the cogs for another 3 seconds. And caught in this ice path, he's almost certainly falling. Unnecessary deaths for ROG Titans, but okay.
They're having fun. I mean, they don't really need to... I mean, the Clockwork is expendable. He can just die if your team needs him to die and sort of reveal where heroes are on the map. And I think A35, that was probably the plan. Figure out where exactly they're situated at the moment, the Council. 20k net worth lead for ROG. This is looking really,
might
really
find
good.
Evil Ash down bottom also. I think there's a Tinker Ward coming up from the Council, and Evil Ash, I mean, in a sense, Floki, the Rubik is expendable as well, but up top they're finding a trade. They're looking towards Lost Rider. They've got the track and they've got the damage. Archmage, wait, no! No!
The wand.
Lost Rider's still alive, the wand! Ensuring that he doesn't die. And
man, you sounded really different there for a second.
Well, RG. Split up and farm is what ZXC is asking him.
Yeah. Okay, well, Jakiro's just gonna do that. And still good, but he's gonna die for this.
Might die. A35 track movement speed. The pit is there. Susma ends up falling elsewhere, but I'm looking at A35. Caught in the ensnare isn't too concerned. Wukong's coming out from ZXC. He'll find himself Animal. Will not find anyone else, but Archmage blinks in boldly, drops the Sandy's Eclipse, looks towards deaths and finds himself a kill. Not just a kill, a double kill, because he got the Razor as well in another lane. And there's a hook shot coming out from A35, looking towards Lost Rider. The Fate Bolt just to secure the creep wave. But yeah, ROG finding kills at will, looking towards the tier 3 tower. Now, everyone on the side of the Council has buyback. They don't have the song though. So one somewhat big element of the team fight is missing. Phantasm coming off cooldown in 15, but the tier 3 tower is falling.
Yep. They have no good way of holding this tower because Jakiro used a macro fire and the song has been expended, so not really a way you can hold on to your racks. And ROG, they can see if they would like, but
they can.
They respect the Jakiro, they respect the Naga side, and they are gonna back off.
Archmage just spilling into that side of Vice, that's what he's queued up. He's got the Mystic Staff, so gotta hurt even harder.
Oh yeah. The Scythe of Vice, he's just gonna... He can like kill anybody he wants with the Scythe of Vice, man. He can just like scythe someone, get one hit off and pop his ultimate, and so many heroes are gonna die.
Oh yeah.
Chaos Knight not the best in game, Naga Siren does not the best in game either. Razor has a crap in game, and Underlord is also a dumb brute. No, actually he's a clever brute, he is 2.6 in game. Never mind.
Well, Council gonna smoke and...
Yeah, but A35 and ROG, they're all just in the Rosh pit chilling right now, trying to finish up the
Evil Ash looking for that TP. No, they don't find that 5-man smoke. You're denied a Rubik. You've lost Roshan as well. Boy, that must be frustrating.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely need to. I mean, this is... If I was the carry from the Council right now, I'd be clawing my hair out in all honesty, because this game has just been so damn rough. CK, don't get a start you need, and then just end up useless. But Zerisbug, what?
Yeah,
what the hell was he thinking?
He was on
there?
a D-warding mission. He got a D-ward off, but...
Yeah, but he actually just walked into the tier 3 tower. I'm not sure what the plan was there. I think he probably got spotted and felt like, ah, well, I'm not gonna survive. Let's just seppuku and run into the tower. Well, A35 has a Crimson Guard finished up, so the Chaos Knight Illusions are not going to deal that much damage. I mean, that's pretty much all that the Crimson Guard does this game.
I think even the Razor's physical damage.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty nice as well. But, oh, this could be big.
Mirror image, Ice Path, bait. They're trying their best. The Crimson though did come off. Archmage will end up falling. He's got the Aegis, so he won't be too bothered. A35 looking to get away, forced to use the hook shot just to buy him some time, but that time not worth much as he ends up falling. ZXC is here though with the Wukong command. The boundary strike, the physical damage, Floki. They'll find themselves dead. They've got the Dragon with the hammer. Archmage wipes out nearly the entirety of the Council, and Zerisbug chasing for more, has the Spirit Vessel and the Janada. Council team wipe there.
Feel better already.
Man, that 4-man stun by ZXC was insane. He hit that stun on 4 heroes that essentially managed to just secure the team fight.
Oh yeah. I'm looking at chat.
Yeah, I am as well.
ZXC and Jin.
I mean, those voice lines can get annoying. I think that's really the real benefit of Dota Plus. Yeah, it's definitely fun to tell to your enemies, and in Southeast Asia it works beautifully.
Lost Rider.
Man, just look at Lost Rider.
He could die. He needs to hit the fountain.
Nah, he's gonna live.
If he did reach the, I don't know. Never mind.
Spirit Vessel does not deal the best damage. However, it does lower the amount of heals you gain. So while I mean, it does deal 3% of your current HP, I think.
Right. It's more effective with
high HP.
High HP.
So you drop it on someone with say 2k HP, he's probably gonna drop down to 1400 or 1500 by that one Spirit Vessel charge. Really strong item to get against these tanky heroes.
Oh yeah.
Zerisbug, he has exactly that. I think Lotus Orb wouldn't be too bad this game either, or maybe a forced start to get away from the Razor. Possibly even a pipe if Clockwork is not looking to build that, go into something like the Axe. Well, at the moment he is queuing up the Yule Scepter. Could possibly be for the Razor, although I'm not entirely sure what the Yule is for.
I think it's for the Ensnare.
Oh yeah, definitely could be for the Ensnare, but I think Lotus Orb does a trick too. With the Lotus Orb you can remove the net. Let me just have a look at...
Yeah, you can. Hookshot though from A35 is looking towards Animal. No 4 staffs yet to keep him alive. ZXC inside their base, doesn't give a damn about the song. Pops his BKB, finds himself Animal, but fortunately that's just outside the periphery of the Wukong's command, and a stolen song. Is this a stolen song? Yes, it is.
This is a stolen song.
Uber getting prepped, and like most Uber drivers, he's going to cancel at the very last minute, and they turn towards one. They're looking for the Monkey King. They're stealing a fair amount of damage. Snare's being thrown out left and right, but Archmage will bring down Lost Rider. ZXC still alive somehow as Council once again get wiped to the floor.
How the hell did they even survive that? I'm so surprised how she made it alive of that weird little corner.
I think ZXC with, I don't know, he gave away 140 points of damage, but the Skadi and the Jingu was more than enough. And yeah, the Council.
GG is called, they've done. They've taken a beating and they've accepted ROG spanking to the pun, but Council, I mean, I don't think they were probably gonna make it to the land, so I don't think they're gonna be feeling too bad, but hopefully these games should teach them about what they are doing little incorrectly and efficiently, and come back stronger for phase 2.
Yep, I think it's been a quick wrap up for all of us at the ESL India Premiership. Counter-Strike ending early, Dota ending early, but we still got the analyst segment. My name is Vivek, with me was Floki. You can find us at facebook.com/VivekCasting or facebook.com/FlokiDota. Going to throw it over to our analyst panel. Goodbye and good night.
What a game between ROG and the Council. Sadly, the results were, actually not sadly, the results were predicted by us correctly. So we got 10 out of 10 for both of us. But I will let this game be analyzed by Angela and tell her what her thoughts are on this game. So Angie, go ahead.
Alright, so this game started off pretty fine for Council. If we just talk about the basic gameplay, they had good laning phases. They tried to get as much skills as possible. But as we have mentioned before, the roaming bounty hunter got very costly for them. He kept making sure that the Raze in the mid lane couldn't really get much out of OD. And that made OD pretty fat within the first 15 minutes of the game, which kind of is always the reason why the momentum of a game keeps changing. Because when a mid is kind of getting the kind of kills that he wants to get, what happens is he gets the fastest levels and he gets the fastest items, which then causes devastation all around the map. And that's basically what happened with RG's Titans. Of course, Zed is bug and A35 playing some brilliant Dota over there. A35, of course, making sure with that clockwork, he did a lot of damage. Meanwhile, we had the bounty hunter who was making sure that he collected all the gold on the map for his team. Also, shout out to Evil Ash on that Rubik. He played that blink dagger so beautifully well in a certain point of matchup in this game. Talking about this more match in detail, I mean, I had two replays I really wanted to showcase to you guys. You know what exactly went wrong for Council. In the first one, we saw that they tried to really group up together. They got the momentum, but then we had this amazing ulti coming in here from ZXC on the Monkey King, which kind of devastated the way the Council even wanted to start off the fight, and it totally went all the way around. They had everything in place. They had the Naga song, but it couldn't really help. And in the second one, this is where, again, they thought they'll catch the Monkey King. They'll make sure that they can take ROG Titans down now, but with the clockwork really charging in and finding the way for the Monkey King to make his way through after the Naga song, which was actually completely stolen by Evil Ash, the fight completely favored ROG Titans. So somewhere that Naga Siren pickup against that Rubik wasn't really the choice of work for Council, and I think that's where everything started just fading out for Council. At 26 minutes into the game, they had a net worth lead of 36k, and that itself shows how strong this team is together, how well they sync together, and one of the reasons why they're sitting undefeated till now.
Yeah, and again, excellent show of Dota 2 coming out of ROG.
Yeah.
And we expect nothing less from them, by the way.
True.
However, this is the end of the day today. And Angie, before we go, I know you named a lot of players of ROG. Who was the one key MVP for you?
I think the one key MVP for me would be A35 on the clockwork. He was the one who actually initiated most of the fights, which triggered Council to come and kind of make sure that they could do something to RG Titans.
And this was the same conversation we were having before the match started, where we talked about who can force fights.
Yeah.
And Clockwork was coming out excellent on top there, because not only he could jump in there, he could cog the players that he wants to force. And he's actually helping his team force the fight there and forcing the opponent to, you know, fight in this unreliable situation.
Correct.
And then coming out on top. And out of all the people that we saw, out of all the heroes that we saw on both the teams, Clockwork kind of coming up on top and controlling the pace of the game.
He kind of let that greed that comes into a player that, hey, he's just alone, V5 can kill him, and that always leads to what devastates. I mean, I could just call him a one-man army at the end of the day. He kind of was the one who finishes a game in the first 25 minutes of the day. The guts, yes.
Yeah, so there we go. That was Clockwork, the MVP of this game. And this will be the end of today's live stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the ESL India Premiership, powered by Omen by HP, HyperX, Intel, and organized by Nordwind Gaming and ESL India. Also, a special shout out to Red Bull for giving us swings. And that'll be it for us today. We'll tune in tomorrow at the same time at 6 o'clock. We go live. Thank you so much, guys, and have a good night. Bye-bye.
They say gaming is easy. They say, this is not a job. They say it's a waste of time. But we kept at it. Got better. We grinded, leveled up, and conquered. We are gamers. We are the ESL India Premiership, powered by Omen by HP.
That was beast.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.